Hey, Cross Besties, it's your girl Evie. Hey, boy, hey, or hey, girl, hey. I should say hey, girl, hey, and then hey, all right, okay. Anyways, as back, I wanted to do a video. As you guys see, I'm laying on my couch because I was watching African movies. I love me some African movies. Like, I don't know, it's just like, I don't know. I just love me some African movies, baby. But I feel like my spirit was saying, you just stop right there and do a video. And the only reason why I have makeup on, you guys, and lashes is because I came from a wedding shower and I was like, my face is already done. I don't need to dress up and, do whatever. I'm just gonna be on my couch and do this video. Okay. I'm gonna try not to be long, but anyway. I want to speak to you guys about a time in my life where I had to learn to trust God and have faith. Faith and trust come hand in hand. There was a situation that I was praying to God for. I'm not going to say what the situation is, but there's a situation that I was praying to God for. And something happened where I was just like, God, you said this was going to happen. Why is it taking so long for it to happen? I don't understand. I've been praying. I've been fasting. I've turned my plate. Like, I've trusted. I've been obedient. Like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Or was I hearing you wrong? Was it you that was talking to me, or was that the enemy? Like, what is Evie doing wrong? Because I'm in my word. Like, I'm really trying, but nothing is happening. I don't see anything, just nothing. It's like a dry desert, okay? Like, just a dry freaking desert. And it's like, it was driving me insane because I was just like, God, I have to be doing something wrong. And God told me, I had a dream. I don't ever speak on my dreams, but I had a dream. Let's fast forward to the next day. I was worshiping, and then it's like all of the songs in the worship, all of the words that was coming from the different worship songs that I was listening to was breakthrough and be still. Breakthrough and be still. And I was like, okay, I think you're saying something to me, so let's be still. And I did something that I thought God told me to do because I was impatient at that moment. I wanted it to happen because I was tired of waiting. And I'm like, God, this is not fair. This is not fair. I got very impatient and I was tired of waiting. So I kind of took matters into my own hands and I did something that God did not tell me to do. Okay? Yeah. I did that. And when I did what I did, I want to say like 3 days later, it backfired. It backfired. Sorry if my lashes are like droopy, but I'm kind of tired. But anyway, it backfired. And you want to know what happened when it backfired? I cried like a little baby girl, like a newborn baby girl that wanted her baba. I cried like a little baby girl. And that's when God showed me that I didn't tell you to do that, daughter. You should have listened to me because I didn't tell you to do that. No. So God gave me pow-pows. I had to get pow-pows. God gave me big pow-pows. And I felt them pow-pows. And after the pow-pows, I apologized to God. And I said, God, please forgive me. And that day, I said, I will never do that again. I said, I will never go before you. And I will never be impatient. And that was like really the first time where I was like, God, like, come on, like, what is going on? And I felt like it was a test. and I failed the test. But then again, it's like, I feel like it was a 2-in-1 combo. Like, I failed and I passed at the same time. Because after that, I talked to God and I opened up my heart to God. Because, God knows our hearts. And we have to be honest with God. We have to tell God the truth. God already knows. So what's the point of lying to God? You can't lie to God. You can lie to human beings, but you cannot lie to God. You can't fool or play with God, okay? So if you're doing that, stop. You can't manipulate God. You can't lie to God. Don't do that, okay? So I opened up my heart. And I'm a very honest person, so I don't sit here and lie or whatever. But I opened up my heart and I told God exactly how I was feeling and why I was feeling. And I told God, I was like, God, I prayed. I said, I fasted. I was like, I really thought this was it. I really, really thought that this was it. And God was like, you know why it backfired, daughter? Because you were impatient and you didn't trust me and you didn't have faith. I didn't tell you to do that. And God spoke to me like a father would speak to their child. When your mom and dad tells you not to do something, you go ahead and do it, you get pow-pows, you get hit. Some parents talk to you, some parents don't. Hey, not all Haitian parents do, but like with my child, once he does something, it depends on what it is. Like if I give him pow-pows and I'll talk to him, but sometimes I'll just talk to him or whatever. But God gave me pow-pows. And then he spoke to me. When I came to him and I apologized, he spoke to me. And he said, I just need you to trust me. That's it. He's like, I need you to trust and have faith. And God said, you're doing everything right. You're doing everything right. You're not doing anything wrong. I just need you to trust me and to have faith. That was a test. And at the same time, God was speaking to my spirit, like, you failed the test, but the second part of the test, you passed it. There was a second part that you passed. You didn't know for what you did. And I was like, oh, okay. And I said, God, you know what? From this moment on, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to have faith in you. I'm not going to go ahead of you. I was like, yes, this has been a long awaited situation. And this has been something that I have been praying to you for. But I know that you're probably still preparing me. And you want me to be able to sustain what you're about to walk me into. Because what you are about to walk me into, it's not a game. It's very serious. And I want to be able to sustain it. And of course, God started revealing things to my spirit and telling me certain things. And I was like, you know what? I said, God, I'm not going to make a promise to you because us humans, we lie. I'm a human being. And human beings, we break promises. So I'm not going to make a promise to you just because I want you to work faster. I want you to do it because I know you're going to do it. But I'm not going to make a promise and break it. I just need you to keep me still. Allow me to be still so I can be able to walk into what it is that you're about to bring me, because I know it's coming. I know it's coming. And God told me, you're not doing anything wrong. You're not doing anything wrong, but I need you to trust me because you're not trusting me right now. And I need you to trust me because there's nothing that is hard for me. I am God. Girl, I got you. I told you it's going to happen. You don't have to doubt. You don't have to worry. You don't have to be fearful. Trust me, okay? And I said, okay, I'm going to trust you. And I cried a little bit. And I was okay, I'm going to trust you. I was like, I'm not going to do it again, okay? I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to trust you. And God said, okay. And since that day, like, it's just been like, oh my gosh, I love it. Like, I just love it. And since that day, also, I've been at peace. Because I no longer, it's like, it's not that the situation doesn't exist. I have this new thing where I say, I set and I forget. I set and forget. I said, God, I'm going to place this situation back into your hands, okay? Because what I did was disobedient, because being impatient is disobedient. I was disobedient, and I took that situation from because I said, you're taking too long. So this is what I'm going to do, God. I'm going to put the situation back in your hand. I'm going to trust you. I'm going to have faith in you, and I'm going to forget. I'm going to set it in your hand, and I'm going to forget about it. I'm not going to come back and question you and ask you when is it coming. I'm not going to come back to you and check up on it. I'm not going to come back to you and say, oh my gosh. I'm not going to come back to you and complain and murmur. I'm going to leave it in your hand and I'm going to forget. And while it's in your hands, I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to keep myself busy and focused on what I need to do. All of my goals that I wrote down, I'm going to make sure I cross all of them off this year. And I'm going to trust you with that situation, because it's like that's the only situation that I can't trust you in. It's like that situation. And I feel like, and I told God this, I said, I feel like the reason why it's hard for me to trust you with that situation, because I just feel like it's taking too long. But God was like, listen, there's a reason why. I would never hold anything good from you. I would never put you in a bad situation. I will never do that to you, because I love you too much. I care for you too much, and I am a man of my word. I'm not a human being. I don't lie. So this time, that the fact that you set it in my hand, speed, it's going to come with speed, because now I know that you trust me, because you went through that test. You came to me. You opened up your heart to me. You talked to me. You were honest with me, and I know your heart. And you told me to take anything out that does not belong in your heart regarding that situation. And what did you do? You put your trust in me. You put your faith in me. Now, don't worry. That situation is going to come with speed. You're not going to know when it's going to come, but it's going to come with speed. And since then, like, God has been like giving me a lot of confirmations. And I'm like, God, I want to know that this is you and this is not of the enemy. Confirm to me, because I am not trying to mess up, and I'm not trying to go back and take that situation from you, and I'm not trying to be disobedient. And God just kept giving confirmations. And excuse me. Before that situation happened, there was something that God was telling me to do. God was telling me to let go. And God kept giving me dreams after dreams, confirmation after confirmation. Because when I fast, people be taking fasting for a joke. Don't play with fasting. Fasting is a very, 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 very powerful tool in the kingdom of God. Okay? And I feel like God was telling me this for a while. I just didn't want to. And once I let go of the person that God was telling me to let go of, speed, things started happening. Things started showing up. Things started bringing up in my spirit. And then that's when God answered me on something that I needed answered. And then once God answered me, that was like I want to say it was like multiple parts. That was one answer that God gave me. And then the second answer that God gave me is when the whole impatient thing happened, because I went ahead of God, and I shouldn't have done that. I got too excited. I got too happy. I went ahead of God. But God had answered me after I let go. And I was like, oh my goodness, God, thank you so much. And one thing, this year, actually since last year, since I've moved, no one has access to me. Nobody has access to me. I give people access into my life. If you're in my life or you're around me, it's because I gave you access, not because you gave yourself access. I now have control over who I want in my life and who I don't want in my life. And I thank God for that, because God has given me the spirit of discernment. And I never used to have the spirit of discernment, because I would just let, not just anybody, but I would get close to people. I'd be like, oh, that person's a nice person. No. Now I have the spirit of discernment. I'm very cautious. I have 0 friends. And I'm not saying that just to say that. I really have 0 friends. I am the circle. It's just me and God. I am the circle. Me and God, we make the circle. That's just it, okay? I don't have a circle of friends. I don't have a group of friends. I don't have a clique of friends. It's just me and God. That's it. And since that, I just keep laughing because God is so funny, man. Like, You really have to know God for yourself, because God is a loving God. God is a just God. He is so funny. Like, he has a sense of humor. You really have to get to know God for yourself. And since that situation, it's like double the peace. Because I've always had peace, but it's like since that situation, double the peace. And since that situation happened, I have not looked back to be like, I wonder what God is doing. No, I don't check in. I'm like, Chabu, whatever. Now in my head, I put it this way. For example, I'm in my apartment, right? I have a 12-month lease. I know that that lease is going to come to an end. And when that lease comes to an end, either I renew or I get another place. It's two choices, right? But at the end of the day, my lease is going to end. Whether I renew the contract with the leasing office or I leave, that lease is going to come to an end. So that's how I have it in my head right now. That situation that I put in God's hand is going to come to a point where it has to come to pass. It's going to come to a point where God is going to make it come to pass. There's no way that it cannot come to pass. It has to come to pass. It has to come to a point where God's like, okay, I'm done with this situation. I'm done working on this situation. You understand what I'm saying? The same way time changes, that situation has to change. It's not going to stay the same. The same way that the days change, the weeks, the months, the seasons, that situation is going to change. It's not going to stay the same. And God is going to allow it to come to pass, because now I gave him back trust and faith and total control. I gave him total control over that situation. My hand is no longer nowhere in there. I washed my hands clean, sanitize, alcohol, all of that. My hands are clean of that situation. And since then, I'm telling you, it's just been peaceful. It's just been peaceful, and I don't think about it anymore. I'm just like, God got it taken care of. And even if the enemy tries to bring it into my mind to make me doubt, I tell myself, set and forget. Oh, it's okay. It's in God's hand. God got this. Oh, it's all right. Don't worry about it. And since I've given God total control of that situation, I've started to notice the warfare is not as bad as it used to. Because when I did not give God total control over that situation, the warfare was bad. Okay, and yes, we all go through warfare, but there's certain warfares where it's like, you probably need to take your hand off of that situation, or you probably need to take your hand off of this. Okay, because you can cause delay in your situation. You can cause delay in a lot of things just because you have your hand in that situation. And since I let go and gave God total control over that situation, I've noticed my dreams have changed to where the enemy doesn't have direct access. He's trying to get access. He doesn't have direct access. He's trying to get access, and he cannot, because I no longer give him access. Because once I trusted God, my mindset changed as well. My heart posture changed as well, because I told God to correct my heart posture with that situation. And each and every day I am learning and I am growing. But when I say that we have to learn to trust God and we have to learn to have faith in God, and when we don't, we suffer. We suffer. And I realized that, and God allowed me to realize that the reason why there was so much delay was because my hand was in the situation. I was worrying about the situation. I didn't trust God about the situation. I didn't have enough faith, because I would say, okay, God, I put the situation in your hand, right? And in like a week or two, I'd be like trying to peek and look and see what God is trying to do. Like, what are you doing? And it was just that one situation. Just that one situation out of all of the situations. And I realized that too, because I was like, God, out of all of the situations I've been through in life, out of all of the stuff you allowed me to go through, why is this one so hard? Why? Why? But I just wanted to share that with you guys. For anyone who is struggling to trust God and to have faith, go to God with an open heart. Okay? Don't go to God and, like, let's say if you're feeling sad and you go like to him and you're pretending that you're all happy, and God's like, you're not happy. Like, open up your heart and talk to me. You can tell me anything. Go to God with an open heart. Tell him how you really feel, so he can allow you to trust him and have faith in him, and so he can show you where you messed up and where you went wrong. Okay? And I promise you, he won't steer you wrong, because he never has to me, and I'm no better than you, and he will not do it to you. So now that's said and done, I can honestly say, that God has total control over that situation. God is gonna have his way. That's all I'm gonna say. And once it comes to pass, I'll be able to share with you guys. I don't know when I want to share it, because y'all know I'm a very private person or whatever. But I don't know when I'm going to share it. But when it does come to pass, I'm first gonna ask God if it's okay for me to share it with you guys. Okay, and if God says yes, then yes. If God says no, then no. But I just wanted to let you guys know that as a Christian, the walk is never easy. We do struggle with things as Christians. No, it doesn't matter how long you've been, following God or having a relationship with God. And also, that same day the situation happened, this was January 29th. My flesh also died too. Yes, my flesh died. I was like, so that night that I poured my heart out to God, my flesh was gone, because I felt like something was coming out of my spirit. I felt like something was like purging out, but it was like, I don't even know how to explain it to you guys, but something came out where I was like, I felt so different, where I was like, it's easy for me to trust God now. I don't have to like question or to be confused or anything like that. It's easy. So yes, January 29th, my flesh was gone. Like, it was so crazy. And like, since then I've just been thanking God, like, thank you for doing that, because you allowed me to go through that test, and I failed, but something good came out of it. Something miraculous came out of it, and I was not expecting that at all. So thank you. Like, thank you so much. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, to let you guys know that, listen, whatever it is you're struggling with, go to God with an open heart and allow him to work in you. Now, one thing I will say, wherever you lack or wherever you struggle and God is working, don't rush God. One thing I've never done with God working in me is rush him. I've always been patient with God working in me. Like, if I say, God, I need you to help me to be a better Christian, when God starts to work, I don't get scared and I don't rush him. I'm just patient. But with that situation, that's a whole different story. But whatever you need God to work in internally in you, whatever the situation may be, you take that to God. Allow him to work in you, and be honest with God. Say, God, I struggle from whatever it is. I struggle from eating. I struggle from living in fornication. I struggle from lusting after women, lusting after men, pornography, homosexuality. I struggle from a lot. I need you to help me. And he's going to start testing you, and he's going to start taking you through things to be able to take that thing out of you. Okay? But I promise you, he's going to make it happen. You just have to have a relationship with him, because I'm going to tell you guys right now, you can't change yourself. God is the one that can change you. God is the one that can heal you. And God, with a capital God, is the only one that can make you brand new. Not your mama, not your daddy, not your spiritual father, your spiritual sister, brother, whatever. No, only God can make you brand new, and you just have to trust him. Okay? So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Okay? Bye. Bye.